Welcome back to Divination Detectives, to another episode where we cross the line between the physical world and the unseen. I'm Gogo.
And I'm Alex. And today we are setting sail for a tiny tree covered island off the coast of Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia is actually pretty close to me. Like, I feel like I could, drive pretty close to this area. Although, this is the funny thing, Lauren, and it's what I was telling him. The first time I've actually heard about this legend. And we have Goran over there in Croatia going, "Oh, I've heard about that before."
Ancient
And I'm like,
aliens.
what? How did I miss this local legend?
Yeah.
So this is a place that has spent over 2 centuries devouring fortunes, destroying reputations, and demanding a literal blood sacrifice. Okay, it's very interesting.
So, yeah, as you said, this is Oak Island legend, home to the infamous money pit, mysterious stone markers, and a curse that says seven must die before the secrets are revealed. Six have already perished.
Okay, I like a good prophecy on an island. I don't know
Yeah,
about you.
sounds really good. Sounds promising.
Wow. So, yeah, and for generations, there's been like traditional investigators, in there with machines, digging, drilling. Like it seems like anytime a new technology for drilling came out, like someone brought it here to test it out and try to get deeper in this. Yeah, that this is it's very wild and wacky, and it's very interesting to see like what we're looking at here. Like the possibilities are kind of endless. I don't know if it's, ancient civilization, it could be alien.
It would make a lot of sense if it
Um,
was something along those lines, because this topic was heavily covered, and how I know about it on Ancient Aliens. So it was said that there would have need to be some sort of advanced technology in order to build it. So it's possible that it's aliens. It's possible that it's some sort of ancient indigenous culture that built that up, or something completely else. So I think for today, it's about time for you to tune your ears. For those of you that practice, grab your pendulums, shuffle your decks, and check your salt lines, because we're digging beneath the flood tunnels of the Oak Island to see what's buried in the dirt and what's lingering in the spirit world. There is a lot of legends. I don't know if you came across any specific things about this particular island.
yeah, I mean, the gist of it is kind of like, so if you think of Nova Scotia and like the colonization of this area of, when I would say British French people arrived,
Mm-hmm.
it depends how far back you want to go, right? Like, if is there, so when I looked it up, it said that, so we're looking at the year 1795 when, one of the settlers kind of came across it. But then I'm wondering, like, there's artifacts that they're finding in this shaft that seem a lot later than that, right? So it's like, I don't know if there's more legends tied to like the original peoples. I haven't seen that part of it. So yeah, I don't know. It's like
Digging in
we
and
have a
seeing what
couple
happens.
centuries of at least of yeah, of people like I think documenting, but I feel
Yeah.
like the legend may go beyond that of what we have on paper. If that makes sense.
True, because the part that I heard about, and the legend, and well, the kind of the historical aspects, is like when they first started digging, they would be hitting these kind of underground tunnels. So as soon as they
Mhm.
would dig up a place, it would start flooding. So basically indicating that it was some sort of trap system that would help people, well, prevent people from finding what's underneath, which is why the craze of the Oak Island
Oh,
actually started to become so infamous and so, I
mhm.
guess, interesting to people, because it sort of gives that idea of there is a mystery underneath. We need to uncover it. We need to dig it up. We need to figure out what's happening. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a lot of traps, a lot of different hidden mechanisms basically that seem very simple, but
Right.
basically it sort of feels like the whole entire island is just a big giant trap.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when yeah, it's just like but who did it though?
Yeah, that's like even like the even like the ancient aliens we're talking about like the fact that yeah, aliens is like one likely possibility, but then is it just ancient cultures? Like even they were like, we don't know. Like
Right. Okay.
it's easy to say like it's aliens, but then also like some of the stuff like seems very primitive in the way that it was built, but then also like absolutely genius in the way that it holds up the test of time, and also considering the fact that like if these structures are made from wood, because most of them are from wood, but then there are also like tunnels that are covered in stone and stuff like that, you would imagine that time would do its thing, like um ground shifts, earthquakes, and just natural movement of the ground, and just natural settling of the ground. Wood in itself starts rotting, in the ground after a while. So it would be odd and weird to expect like some of like the wooden structures to hold up to test of time. So was it
Mm-hmm.
something that was um the wood was treated with something for it to not rot, to hold up the test of times, also considering like the floodings and stuff like that, the water being like a very close culprit is also very weird, because in that scenario we have that sense of like water will erode things. So how are these traps still active, quote unquote, if they are ancient, right?
Right.
I don't know. It's very weird. So, should we shuffle? See what comes up?
Yeah, yeah. I'm already starting to shuffle, and what I was trying to find out first is like why, like what's the purpose of the tunnels?
Okay.
Like what is their intention?
Okay. Let's see.
Okay. And I believe based on the cards I got, so we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed.
Okay.
And it came out with this Six of Cups reversed. And in this deck, there's actually these cats swimming in a pool of water.
Okay.
So that is very evident to me. It's like we're trying to, yeah, we're flipping the fate here. We're trying to flood. We're trying to drown. And there's six. Oh my gosh. Didn't you say that the legend, how many people are supposed to die?
So there, it's supposed to be seven people, but six have already
Seven,
died.
okay. And six
Six have
already
died.
died. So this card literally has six kittens in the water already. So, and it's
Flips
the
up.
number six. That's creepy.
Wow.
That's
And
creepy.
flipped
So
upside
maybe
down, you would
it
imagine
wait.
that it kind of the energy goes haywire, so it'd be like drowning kittens.
And it's also the Wheel of Fortune in this deck. Yeah, it's like kind of like sweeping something under your feet. Like, and also
Hmm.
that's creepy that the six there. So I feel like they are waiting for the seventh. I feel like that actually is a true part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Even the
And
little
we need
ones
to look
agreeing
more
like
into
me. Yep.
that. Yeah. Louis, yeah. He's like, oh
Louis is
yeah.
agreeing. Yep, that's true. I know it. So I pulled the cards for the same question, and you would not believe Eight of Swords combined with the Tower.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
it is a system of traps. It is literally a system of traps. So it kind of it's almost like it was left intentionally to sort of like small things, like small artifacts here and there,
Oh,
to sort of keep the people interested. Like whoever came across it first would dig up, find something, and then want to find more, keep digging, and
yeah.
hit a trap. It's almost like it feels like it might be sacrificial.
Okay.
It's almost like either the island or like a legend about it or something or like some sort of spiritual association that's like we need a sacrifice, and it's like we are going to build all these things that are going to trap people and get people to be unalived in one way or another, so we get those sacrifices for whatever like higher purpose, because that tower is like that's destruction, that's chaos, that's things falling through, and it's like quite literally like things caving in, which I know that some of the tunnels were like caving in, and but mostly was like flooding water association. But
Mhm.
then also again, going back to the aspect of like water erodes things, right? So they never really, I know that they threw in dye at some point into the tunnels that were flooding, and the dye would be coming out like 5 or 6 different places around the island. It was never just like one place. So how is it not constantly flooded? That's another thing. Like, why do you need to dig into the tunnel that's empty, that's not filled or flooded, and it then
Mhm.
starts flooding? Like, how does that mechanism work?
I
You
don't
get where
know,
I'm
but
going
it's
with
so
this?
weird. Yes, but it's so weird that you're just describing that because this card that I got, it says slide into joy, and there's these otters playing with all these rainbows going in circles under the water.
Yeah.
And when I pulled this card, I was asking like what was their intentions? It's like like they're playing, like they're literally like playing with people's fate. And it's like I feel like yeah, they were set up to get eight people's souls. It's very strange. But it's almost like yeah, it was set up as like a game to see if they could do it.
So
Um,
so
and
you're
when I
thinking
asked if they were
sacrifice?
waiting for, yeah, because I asked if they were waiting for the eighth person, I got this. It's called Earth Tom. So that is, I think, the the Knight of Pentacles, and in this card, he's carrying another little kitten like across this little moat. It's like, yeah, I feel like yeah, somebody's going to be brought there, like, or this is going to reemerge, or someone's going to try to go for the treasure, like it always does. It's this story.
So basically missing the seventh person, seventh sacrifice.
Yes, I think so.
Is this like I want to check like is this religious?
Is
Let
it
me ask for
religious?
that.
Okay,
Is it
because I
religious?
got it's hard with these type with your our cards, right? To kind of, I don't know, be very
Because
detailed on what
yeah,
type.
because it's interesting when I asked like what's the purpose? I actually got
Mhm.
the Temperance card and I got the Ace of Pentacles.
You got
And
the Ace of Pentacles, okay?
yeah, Ace of Pentacles and the Temperance, it sort of feels like, and Temperance in itself is like a very spiritual card. Like this is the card of alchemy.
Yeah.
We have this aspect of spirituality tanging in with the physical world. So it feels and has that sensation of something spiritual or otherworldly also being at play. And we know
Mhm.
that certain historical civilizations, particularly indigenous, but more so, I believe, in South America, had certain practices of sacrifice um, of people, right? So I'm sort of thinking maybe this was that, like they built a system of something that would ultimately like get them the souls. And the thought that crossed my mind, and particularly with the card when you pulled what was it, the knight that's carrying the kitten,
Yeah.
it's almost like
Mhm.
the belief that by sacrificing these people they get to go to maybe like heaven, or they get to go like a special spiritual place, or their souls get to go to that like super spiritual place,
Mhm.
or maybe they
This is
are,
interesting, yeah.
or maybe there's like
Um,
somebody like or a body of somebody buried
what about
underneath.
this? What about this? When you were saying that, I was almost flipping it. It's like maybe they're trying to teach the people to stop being so greedy and going for the treasure. It's like, you know what I mean? Oh, I
Yeah.
already know five people died, but I'm still gonna go because I gotta be the one. Maybe it's like something to do with that way. What do you think?
Jesus Christ, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, Two of Wands. That would make a lot of
Okay,
sense.
because
Like
I
the
got this
lesson in
card
greed.
on my Bizarro deck. It says a quest for change and it has white spirit deer.
Yeah.
Okay. And it has like this almost looks like a portal. It's like a river in between these two cliffs, but also that deer that like I don't know, there's like this innocence that like he can trust his instinct and protect himself and be and trust his spiritual and you know what I mean? Or we can go for the earthly, the non-spiritual, you know, the sin almost, if you want to call it. That's it's very odd way to teach somebody.
It is, but it would also make sense. Like
Okay,
when
so let's look
we
into that. Like, does that make sense that that is like
okay.
kind of what they're doing? Let's see.
So I asked for the purpose again. Like, what's the purpose of the Oak Island for from the Earth and Bone Oracle? And we have the
Okay.
owl popping through, and this is a
Mhm.
gorgeous visual.
That's pretty, yeah.
With the message of wisdom, independent thinking, and enlightenment. That would make a lot of sense. Like we're trying to teach you a lesson. So
Yeah.
I'm actually keen on saying I agree with you on that particular aspect because it feels like it is a lesson in learning how to step away from greed, learning when to stop the boundaries of like, this is off limits, just let it be. And maybe even like some things are supposed to be mysteries. Because even like this representation of the owl, like the
Mhm.
eyes are completely black. Like there's not, it
Mhm.
almost feels like the eyes are not painted, but it's just like a void. Like something is missing from the picture, like the eyes are missing. So it's almost like just let it be. You don't need to know about why that is like that. Just let it be. Let it be a mystery, something that percolates in your mind here and there, and you think about it and you wonder and you let your imagination play, but leave
Mhm.
it at that. Don't put yourself in danger because of it. And then also like the sun card, which is to me very much like play card. It's very much like the joy, the fantasy, and just kind of a giggling and prancing around and blah blah blah. So it feels like it was like a fun thing, um, like a mystery that's not supposed to be unveiled.
Yeah, but it almost seems like whoever made this, they didn't just make it with the physical and what's in front of them. They also made it with the spiritual energy as well.
Hmm.
And I think that, you know, is how like the people maybe got attracted to it in the first place. It's like the test. It's like, you know, all these, you know, spiritual leaders throughout a history, they were always like tested, right? And they had to go through suffering and things like this. So it's almost like they were playing with that game, but maybe I guess I want to ask more about the creator of this. Because I very much, yeah, I think it was, yeah, more along the lines to get people to, yeah, like appreciate what you have, like not kill yourself literally over seeking riches. And it's like they made it so that the people would definitely die when they went here, right? So yeah, I'm gonna try, I'm just wondering what deck I could use too. I want to know more about them, like historical point in time, if we could get like that from anything and like, yeah, who they were.
Like kind of a trying to indicate who the creators were.
Yeah, yeah. Like what can we know about the creators? Like if there's any way to know like what time point they came or anything about them.
Because I know that when they were digging up, it's like the deeper they went, the older things got.
Okay.
So it almost felt like the island in itself would not have been quote unquote built or like these things buried underneath and set up
Hmm.
over like a span of like the ancient Mayas brought up a city in like a couple of years. this feels like it would have been done over decades, centuries, potentially even. Blood moon.
Yeah, like when I asked about this, I got the Ace of Pentacles and the world reversed, and it made me feel like there's something on that original layer that they're protecting.
Hmm.
And then all the other contraptions layered on top of it is for whatever is at the bottom. And when I asked, and like that's what the world reverse kind of made me think of, like they're trying to turn people away from that pentacle, that ace of pentacle.
So it's interesting to
I wonder
do.
if the spot itself is like a portal or something. What do you, I don't know. I feel like what I'm getting is like this energy of like almost
A
like
bad
a
place.
fire down there, or like a volcano, like lava, or like something like hot. And it's like all of these contraptions are covering that, and it's like filled with jewels and whatever. And it's like the people know, like whoever gets to the bottom is like going to fry in the lava, but it's like I'm going to teach these greedy people a lesson all along the way.
Yeah. Well, it would make
Does that
sense,
make
like,
sense?
yeah. And even then in itself,
I
it's
got
like, even
really,
if you, yeah,
I'm just gonna stop. I also got extreme deja vu right in that moment when I just did that exclamation. Like, I feel like me and you were already talking about this, which never actually happened. And anyway, I got very weirded out and like everything just stood on my arms.
yeah,
Anyway, I'm sorry to cut you off. But yeah,
it's
anyway,
okay.
that's what I
It's
got.
okay. Yeah, because the only time we really spoke about this was like a couple of days ago, or a lot, well, literally a couple of days ago when you asked me like if I know about this legend, and I'm like, yep, familiar with it, but that's really what we spoke about it before starting this episode. So we really haven't talked about it at all. Uh,
Good.
except from like one or two text messages. So the first card that
Mhm.
I pulled for like when this was happening or when it all started and potentially why, I actually got the blood moon, which was giving me chills as to when you started to explain like the fire, the the brimstone, lava, all of that stuff, like something hot, like because the blood moon in itself is like it's water, but at the same time, like that blood I often associate the blood in itself like with the fire element, like the lifeblood. So this is kind of the source, the fire. So it makes a lot of sense with that. And then it feels like I'm uncertain whether it's like a portal, and I'm almost leaning like something might be or somebody might be buried under there. It almost feels like this is a bad place and we're gonna bury this bad person here. And
Oh,
what consistently keeps popping up, and this will, maybe this will make me sound a little bit nuts, but the It movie, the
okay.
the third one or whatever it is, like the show what came out like
Oh,
recently,
I don't know. I haven't seen
where
them.
they're
But I
talking
know
about like,
there's a psycho clown. That's all I know.
yeah, so you have like one or two, and then there is like the third, I think it might be like a show where it's talking about the origin of Pennywise.
Ah,
And it's
okay.
like it landed in this indigenous land, and then they set up like these stones to kind of contain it in this forest, blah
Yeah.
blah blah. It almost like, okay, full goosebumps, Jesus fucking Christ. It almost
Um,
feels like this island is like a trap for something that these ancient people deemed bad or evil. And it feels like it was just, oh, it feels like it was generational, because I also have the Hermit, I have the Seven of Swords. It almost feels like I don't feel like aliens, it feels like a indigenous tribe, and it feels like they were kind of generation after generation just building things up. It's like you have one kind of a clan leader, and then the next one takes over as the old one dies, and
so it's almost
they
like
just
they
keep,
keep adding energy to the evil that's
yes,
there.
it
So
almost
look at
feels like
this
they're
card.
trying to
This is
contain
like an
it.
ace. This is an ace of wands. Look at it's like a cage over the fire.
Yep.
And look, the King of Swords reversed. And I also got the Emperor reverse. So those two like toxic masculinity type of energy, like again, the fire with the Emperor, that Aries energy that has gone out of control in the wrong direction. Um, it's interesting that we're getting this fire element because
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, maybe it's not a physical lava, like, volcanoes. Like it's maybe it's like, yeah, bad people like burning for our eternity, and generation upon generation giving that energy there. And then I still feel like the mechanical stuff, a lot of it was built by the settlers. So, like, I don't feel like, do you think these ancient people did all of the
Yeah.
7 layers? Like,
I would say so.
okay.
7 layers, 7 of swords. Are you freaking
Oh,
joking
seven.
me?
Okay. Yeah, forget
Seven,
the
seven.
sevens.
I
Okay.
would say that probably building of it started like maybe 8 or 9 centuries ago.
8 or 9 centuries. Okay.
And one particular thing that came up, it almost feels like it might have been a female-led tribe, like a
Okay.
matriarchy, rather than it almost feels like men might have helped with like the building, but it feels like there might have been like a generation of female matriarchs that were leading the tribe, that were sort of the seers, the one that were like getting the wisdom, that were keeping the knowledge, that were keeping sort of like the warning sign up, saying like we need to continue this work, we need to bury this. And I would
Hmm.
genuinely not be surprised if there is remains or coffin or something found of a man. It almost
At the
feels
bottom.
like it's a man buried there and like just things being built on top of it. So it's almost like this either the soul or the body, so it doesn't kind of rise up, like think vampire style, just rising from the grave. That's kind
Right.
of the hint, the where I'm going, like that's the direction.
It's like they don't want him to reincarnate. Like
Yeah.
like he's eternal damnation.
It's like um it requires these 7 souls to sort of allow him to sort of rise up. I'm thinking to like the
Oh,
mummy, when they have to
yes.
like sacrifice all these different things in order for the mummy to rise up again.
Yeah. Very interesting. Okay.
So,
Okay.
are we thinking aliens at all? Did you get any sort of hint towards aliens?
No, it feels like no to me. Um,
No, no.
yeah, it feels like no.
So, in essence, it isn't really supernatural per se, because it feels like it would be like an actual physical person potentially like buried down there. It's at
Right.
least what I'm getting. I don't know if you agree, but like the
Yes.
belief around this person is like this is like incarnation of evil, and we need to bury it.
Yeah.
And then also potential like association with the actual place being like this place is also evil or it can contain evil.
Yeah, because I don't think people really live around there. Like, that's the thing about this. Like, it's not like, oh, this is like, a populated spot. It's I feel like it's just out on its own. Like,
Hmm.
um, so yeah, that would make sense with, yes, evil place. But it's almost like this is where we send the evil people because if you think of like ancient civilizations, they, you know, for the most part, I would say, people turning into criminals was not as prevalent as our sick, degraded culture and people at this point. I feel like back then it's like there would really have to be like a real spiritual like possession or demonic possession or somebody that went against a big huge group of people that they would be, yeah, like banished here or they would be killed and the remains would be brought here. But it feels like, yeah, I feel like there's a few different because I also got the King of Cups reversed too.
Because I'm just looking at the map now, because I'm like,
Okay.
what the actual F? There is
Yeah.
literally one main road on the entire island, and like
Yeah.
one small road that's leading to Sellers Cave Boat Dock, Nolan's Cross Cone Sea, Graves Family Vault. Um,
People probably just fish off there. Like,
yeah, because
yeah.
yeah, so there is like
Yeah.
one.
Very non-inhabited. Like,
Mm-mm.
really, there might be a few families, I guess, but they're probably long removed from this stuff.
So it actually says like Money Pit on the actual stone
Wow.
triangle, and there's like a whole bunch of places that's coming up for like being able to um like take photos of different stuff. And there's an attic. I guess at some point it was
My building?
there is like a settlement on there from what I can get.
Okay.
But like
Okay.
it's very like at this point it's just you can take pictures of it.
Okay. Yeah, you can't like go in it.
I think you can because I think it's like a tourist attraction.
Okay. Well, guess what I'm going to be doing this summer?
You should go.
I know, I want to now. I got to go
You
see
should
this.
go. You should take your cards as well. And let us
I
know
will
like
get
what
to,
comes up. Like do live from
yeah,
the Oak Island. Like take
divination detectives
divination
on site.
detectives on site. Hey, I can take you to a dragon's back if you want and do a live there.
Yeah, there we go.
There's a hill over here that's supposed to be a dragon's back that apparently swallowed up an entire church. So yeah,
Wow.
there's that. I can take you there.
Yeah, done. Yeah, we'll have a new segment where we travel. That would be great.
Divination
But yeah,
detectives on the road. Yeah, I like it.
on
So,
location.
in conclusion, I guess our final thoughts about it. Not aliens,
Nope, not
an
aliens.
ancient people. Yeah.
Ancient people, banishing bad people,
Mm-hmm.
um, trying to protect future people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but also, yeah, it feels like the ones that have gone, like the six that are gone, they kind of asked for it themselves.
True. True.
I think that's also my conclusion.
Did you get any indication of like time wise? Because I got like 8 and 9, so that got me thinking like maybe I was thinking like 11th or 12th century. I was thinking like 8 to 9 centuries ago, and it got me
To
to
nine
like
centuries.
11th
Okay.
11th to 12th century potentially.
Okay. Yeah, for I couldn't get too much on that. I was thinking like yes, like over 700 years ago is
Okay.
kind of like for some reason, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint on that. But yeah,
Is
definitely like within the last, yeah, 1,000 years.
and as well it because I got the feeling that it was not built like again over a span of like one lifetime. It
Right,
felt
right.
like generation upon generation, so it would make sense that it would probably be
Okay.
built for maybe like 1 or 2 centuries as well,
Oh, yes, that would make sense.
right?
And it's like each of the peoples kind of added to it, made it
Exactly.
stronger. Or maybe when, every time they had to throw someone in there, they added an extra door or a trap, like who knows? But it's
That
still crazy to me that they were able to set that all up. Um, but again, there's technologies I feel like we've lost as well. So,
true, true. Because I believe that there was a point where they went like via the water, and there were like entryways underwater, but
mhm,
it would either when you entered, it would start caving in, or you would not be able to get anywhere really.
like false passages
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Which also is
But if
kind of
you think
a
of that card that I got with the otters, like swimming around, it's like, some of those people may have been like experts like otters, right? Like being able
true.
to hold their breath long and go through different tunnels to collect different types of food. And it's like that could have been someone's jam, you know,
True.
I mean, if they're living on an island, like they're probably good in the water. So yeah, it's very, very cool.
Well, thinking of, I think they're native to Canada, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
The wolf, particular species of wolf that have developed like larger lung capacity over time due to them being predominantly fishing, uh,
Oh,
and that being their diet, like fish and actually going into the ocean and catching fish.
hmm.
So it makes sense. Also, there is that tribe out in the ocean as well that have also increased their lung capacity, holding breath capacity as well, due to them extensively being in the water. So
Right.
it would make sense, like if they were close to water and this was like their thing, that you would have people that would have naturally developed maybe more tendency for the water, be able to build
Hmm.
something underwater for an extensive period of time.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it's
And
like
this,
something that might have seemed difficult like back then. Maybe it wasn't so much. Like they would have more like, yeah, trained superhuman training.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Interesting. I guess
Anyway,
it remains a mystery.
it
Do you,
remains a
oh,
mystery.
do you actually think, let's finish on that. Do you think that we will ever actually discover what's underneath Oak Island? Do you think
Yeah.
it will ever be uncovered?
I got King of Cups. That's like a yes to me. And also maybe the man, maybe it's like after the island gets its seven, maybe the eighth one will be okay. And
Eight of Wands, yeah.
that's what I'm going with.
Well, I got the Eight of Wands, so the eighth one actually
Oh,
makes a lot of sense.
there we
Like the
go.
eighth one rising up. Um, I would say yes. I would say
Yeah,
yes.
very good. So it is to be determined. We'll have to wait for poor little number seven first. So if
Well,
anyone wants to
hopefully,
volunteer,
well, hopefully nobody ends up dead anymore. But I
we've
mean,
seen stupider things happen.
if you do have a death wish, we would love to do an update on this.
Yeah,
I
just
guess is
keep
the
us in the loop. And
yeah.
we're just trying to be funny. Hopefully
Just let
everyone
us
agrees.
know.
Okay.
Let us know. If I can't fly across the world, we will send Alex out there to see what happens if there is any sort of weird lights and smoke and the devil's coming from the ground, just to be sure.
Yeah, we'll be on it. All
Okay.
right, we'll end here.
Yeah. Okay. Stay safe and until next episode.